Hey folks, how's it going? Listen, I got a story for you today. And I've told you in the past that a lot of crazy things happened in the jail when I was working there. And I told you I got my tip of my little finger cut off. Got swacked upside the head by a naked guy trying to take him down. And boy, there was a lot of stuff went on. I remember one particular Saturday morning. I hadn't been there long, and I was working the southwest pod by myself, and right across from it was the northwest pod, which at the time housed federal inmates. I'm trying to think here. Officer Brock and another officer named Aaron were working the northwest hall. Anyway, we were sitting there on Saturday morning, nothing going. Saturdays were usually pretty quiet, not a lot of noise, not a lot of anything to do, and there was no movement much in the jail. I mean, no rec or library or anything going on that day. So it was all pretty laid back. And I walked down to the northwest pod to talk to the other officers down there. And we looked up and noticed that there was a covering on one of the windows. Some of the guys in there had covered it with newspaper. Well, they used to make a paste or a glue out of toothpaste, and that's how they stuck the stuff to the window. But anyway, we were like, that ain't gonna work. Can't have that because you got to be able to see into the room. So we told them, you can't do this, and took it down and said, hey, don't be putting stuff on the windows. The next thing you know, we walked back out of the door, shut the doors behind us and all, and next thing you know, there is wet toilet paper all over that window. When they get that toilet paper wet, it sticks up there on the window, and they just throw it against there and it sticks. Can't have that. We told them that. So we go in. I went over to the switch and turned the TV off in that room. They all came hollering at the window about, turn the TV on. We said, no, we told y'all don't do all that that crazy business with, putting stuff on the windows, and you went back and did it a second time. TV's going to stay off until this afternoon. Well, we could have took it for 3 days, but we only took it for a few hours. Just let them know we mean business. Well, at that point, they sat back on them bunks and decided what their next move was. And I can't remember what exactly it was they did, but at that point. But I do know that it caused us to go in and take the TV out of the room. We took it away off of the wall, took it out of the room with us, and then they went nuts. Now we let them go nuts. Hey, whatever. That's your business in there if you want to go nuts until you start to hurt yourself or get crazy so that you could hurt yourself. Well, that's kind of what they decided to do after that. They were filling up the sink in there with water and putting all the library books in there, soaking them down real good and throwing them out the bean chutes and food ports, and just making a general chaos in that. Sorry, I just got a text came over my screen. They were just making a real ruckus, and then they started running around, jumping off of the top bunk, and there was water on the floor in there where they had sloshed around in books and things, so that was dangerous. So we went in to take care of the situation and cuff them up and place them in SEG because that's where they were going to go. They were going to SEG, 4 of them. There was 4 guys on the bunks, old guys, old school, and they knew better than to act up. But then 4 youngsters, they didn't know any better, and they was acting a fool in there. So we went in, first 3 of them cuffed right up. We walked them down to the SEG hall, placed them in the cells. Then we went back to get the other guy, and he wasn't going to go. He had decided he wasn't going. We fought that dude. I mean, fought like, swinging a miss, and here he got contact on that. Whoop, he popped us one. It was that kind of deal. And we fought him for about 45 minutes. He was high on something. We could tell he was on something. Turned out to be a mixture of coffee, sugar, and just a tiny bit of water. And I tell you what, Ben, that was a potent stuff. And them old school guys told us that that's how you make instant speed. You put that little paste of that up under your tongue, and it would somehow give you just a huge rush. And so that's what they were doing. But this guy fought us for 45 minutes. And I mean, it was tough. We had to stop it several times, man. We had to stop and just lean over and catch our breath. We were all winded. So anyway, we went ahead and finished it off, and finally got him under control. And we had his arms cuffed behind him, or his hands cuffed behind him. We were walking him down the hallway to the SEG unit, and I was pretty ticked off about it because I didn't like to fight anyway, and I sure as heck didn't like to fight a hard fight like that. And so I had him wrapped up there with his arms behind him pretty good, and his wrist in kind of a little bit of a bind, so he would cooperate. And he said, "You're breaking my arm. You're hurting my arm. You're hurting my arm." I said, "I'm trying to break the sucker off." And he failed to see my humor, so he of course, after he got in the cell, he acted a fool in there and had to go to the rubber room. And long story short, he wrote me up. Said I hurt his little hands. Well, okay. And then I wrote him up. Said, in my report what he was doing. Well, I had no problems because I was in the right, and he ran into some problems. I think the feds relocated him somewhere that he didn't want to be. My suggestion was Gregg County, because Gregg County was known to be a jail where they didn't like. The Fed boys did not like being in Gregg County. They didn't, I don't know what it was, but there was a lot of factors they said they didn't like about it. So, long story short, don't mess with old Dan on a Saturday morning. It's supposed to be my easy day. Y'all have a great day. Hope you got something entertaining out of all this, and we'll catch you on the next one.